question number 2 is similar to question 1, except it's a division. So if you're doing this by hand, we have to do this as a multiplication. So we do keep, change, flip. We keep this, we change this to a times, and then we flip this, so that way it becomes 2x minus 2 on top of x squared plus 5x. I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus 8x plus 15. And then the first fraction doesn't get changed, so we just leave it as is. But then we change that times 2, then we flip it to 2x minus 2 over x squared plus 5x. So now we do our similar factoring. So we're going to see what we can factor out. This is a trinomial. So what we're looking for is two numbers that multiply to 15 and add to the middle number, which is 8. So in this case here, 5 and 3 will work for that. So your factors would be x plus 5 and x plus 3. The denominator, you're looking for two numbers that multiply to 4 and add to your middle number, which is negative 5. So it looks like I can get 4 and 1. Those are both going to be negative because two negatives multiply to give you a positive, but they add to give you an even smaller negative. So your factors would be x minus 4, x minus 1. Over here, so I don't have a square, so I can take out a GCF. Those both have a 2, so that's going to be 2 parentheses x. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it's minus 1. And this one has an x and an x squared, so I can take an x out, and that's going to give me x plus 5. Now that I have everything factored, I'll do the same thing as before. I'll look at what I have on the numerator and the denominator and cancel out. So I have this x plus 5 that can cancel out with that one. I have an x plus 3, but I cannot cancel that out, so I'm going to be left with an x plus 3. I don't have a 2 or anything I can divide 2 out of. I do have an x minus 1. So on the numerator, what I did not highlight is going to be what's left over. So I'll have my x plus 3 and my 2. So that'll be 2x plus 3. On the denominator, I'll have this x and this x minus 4. So that should be what you see here. And I still have my previous stuff in here, but if I key all that in, when you're keying in the original expression, if you're going to leave it as a division, this is what you're going to want to type in. So treat that first expression, maybe you want to do parentheses around that, so you're just carefully typing it in the right way. So I will do parentheses, and then I would type that in as a fraction. So parentheses x squared plus 8x plus 15. And then on the bottom, you'll do x squared minus 5x plus 4. And if I'll leave it as a division, I'll go ahead and, after the parentheses, hit divided by, and then do parentheses again, and then put another fraction on the denominator. So you have to be very careful when you key it in as a division. If you don't want to do it as division, then do your keep, change, flip, and do it as a multiplication, because you'll get the same thing. So watch. So if I do this times that, then I can do originally my first fraction, so x squared plus 8x plus 15 over x squared minus 5x plus 4. And then over here, if I do the flipping, I'll have the 2x minus 2 on top and x squared plus 5x. So if you're having difficulty typing in the division, do a keep, change, flip first and do it as a multiplication if you're going to check your graphs. And then you can key in all your answer choices. And once you have them all keyed in, and it doesn't really matter if you do this one or that one, the same thing, but we'll look at our choices and see which one lines up. Oops, I'm not seeing that pop up, so let me hide those. Oh, there it is. So it does line up over that. That one does not, and that one does not. So you should be able to see which one works and use your answer choices to help you get that if you can't do it by hand.